What's happening, everybody? Welcome to today's video. Shh, somebody's had a hard day at nursery. Okay, so we're going to get today's workout in. Maggie is still asleep. Kind of danger nap. It's getting quite late, but she had a crazy busy birthday weekend and she was up quite late last night because we were, like, yesterday was just quite hectic. So kind of letting her get away with it, but it means that I have to do the workout kind of in and around the front room because Katie's not home, half is in the other room, so I've got to keep an eye on her. So done the warm-up already, and then we've got every minute on the minute times 8, so 8 minutes. Minute 1 is 30 seconds of strict handstand push-ups, which I can't do, so instead of handstand push-ups we're doing pike handstand push-ups, so been using the sofa or the puff, feet up and shoulders down. Yeah, that's minute 1, so 30 seconds of those. Minute 2 is 30 seconds of strict pull-ups, and the pull-up bar is literally just attached to the side of the house on the other side of that wall, so darting back and forth between these two and still keeping pretty close so I can hear if she wakes up, but at the moment that doesn't look like anytime soon, because now we have full-fledged catching flies going on. So let's get started with that that part of the workout. So first of all, pike push-ups. Okay, so that's 8 minutes of that done. The pike push-ups still find really tough. Like, I can't imagine getting to the stage of doing handstand push-ups, but like anything, it's kind of, I've only just started with that, so we'll get there in the end. Like, it's just consistency and you'll get stronger. Never been massively strong at overhead pressing anyway. So obviously if you're overhead pressing most of your body weight, that's probably for a lot of people going to be more than what they overhead press in the gym potentially. So and the pull-ups are okay, but I still, it's like miles better, but I still get a little bit of a like soreness in the tendon here where I had that tendonitis. So sort of on the second round you can start to feel it kind of kick in. So I think on the 3rd round, that's when I added in a resistance band, because it just sort of, the minute I can kind of feel like I'm altering the movement because of that little bit of tendonitis, then the band is just going to help me keep the movement very strict, take away a bit more of my weight so that I can do it better and consistently as well. But that being said, I don't notice that as much anymore, so that has definitely 100% got a lot better. So now we're moving on to part B, which is 9 minutes, as many rounds as possible. 45 double unders or single unders. I'll be doing single unders, 9 chest to bar or jumping chest to bar pull-ups or chin over bar pull-ups. So still not quite got the technique for chest to bar pull-ups. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do there yet. I have a little bit more of a think about what I'm going to do for that. And then a 25-foot handstand walk, so still ain't doing the handstand walks. So scaled version is handstand walks for wall walks. So It doesn't say how many wall walks, so I'm going to go for like 3 wall walks. Target is 5 to 6 rounds on that. Okay, so that's what we're going to get stuck into next. I reckon I could do 5 to 6 rounds of this, especially seeing as I'm not doing necessarily the full version. And then the last part, we'll get onto the last part when we get onto the last part. Okay, so that's done. 9 minutes. I managed 4 rounds. The wall walks after the pike handstand push-ups completely wrecked my shoulders, and that's what really slowed me down. Having to take a bit more rest than I needed to with them. Is he waking up? I don't think she's going to be in a very good mood. So 4 rounds in total. Also, when you're vlogging and fiddling around with camera angles and positions, that slows things down, but could just be excuses. So 4 rounds. Next up, the last part of the workout is 40 inverted rows, 40 banded tricep pushdowns, and 40 banded bicep curls. So for this last part, now that the madam's awake, she'll probably come down the gym with me, but she's awake, but I don't think she's quite with us yet. Did you have a nice sleep, Moose? I think she might be dozing off again. She's just about with us. As you can see, still got all of her birthday stuff out, because we basically went from Sunday bang straight into Monday back to a working week. So it's just crazy, and with the Easter holidays and everything, it's just madness. So trying to carve a few hours out over this week to try and sort all that stuff out. I think she might be going back to sleep. Anyway, so we're going to get on with part C, and we'll see if she'll come down to the gym with me and maybe watch my phone while we do it. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so she's awake, but she didn't want to come to the gym. So what we're doing instead, we're improvising. Instead of the 40 inverted rows, we're going to do 40 bent over rows, and 40 overhead tricep extensions and 40 bicep curls. And it's accumulate, so you don't necessarily have to do 40 in a row of each. So what I'm going to do is break them down into 4 rounds of 10 on each, or maybe 2 rounds of 20 on each. We'll see. Let's just get started, shall we? have it, done. And the pump is real from that one. Nice little resistance band pump. Yes, baby?
Do the skip now.
I'll do my skip in a minute, okay? That's a good girl. Coach wants me to skip.
You have to do that first, then the skip.
Have to do what first?
Do that, and then skip.
And then skip. Okay. Coach's orders. I'm being told what to do.
Can you do that first?
Yeah, I will. So I've broken down into 4 rounds of 10. Did resistance band bent over rows, bicep curls, and tricep overhead extensions. So a nice little way to finish that workout. Today's workout was relatively short workout, to be fair, for the program. So quite content with that. And then now I'm going to go and cook dinner for everybody. Then when Katie gets home, I'll probably take the dogs out for a walk. Let's see how the rest of the day goes. But good workout, good workout. So Katie's back from work now, so she's chilling in with Maggie, and I'm just cooking me and Katie, some dinner, which is just going to be a little chicken curry. You know, I'm not a chef by any means, it's all about making it as easy as possible. So just chicken, rice, patak sauce, chop up some pepper in the curry, probably have a little bit of side salad on the side as well, like some leaves to just kind of mix in with the curry. Simple. But what I wanted to talk about for the rest of this video was why I think that CrossFit is better than bodybuilding. And this is personal opinion, everybody's going to enjoy different things, but since starting CrossFit I'm enjoying it a lot more, and I think for long term there's some benefits to it, maybe more so than bodybuilding. So hear me out. In terms of, I'm just going to try and noise reduce by turning the extractor down a little bit because it might be a little bit loud. One, I think CrossFit is encouraging me personally, and I think anybody, to try lots of new things. Okay, so you're learning lots of new movements, you're learning lots of new things. So I think from that respect it's very good. 2, it's more well-rounded. So the programming, and if you're following a very good CrossFit program, and the program that I follow, team training program, is very well-rounded. So there's normally a very detailed warm-up before you start the workout, which is a combination of mobility, stretching, strengthening, stabilizing, all that stuff, which I think not a lot of people that follow your typical bodybuilding splits probably spend enough time doing. They want to get in, they just warm up by doing straight sets of whatever the workout is. You need a wee-wee. Hold that for. You've got to take the moo-moo for a wee-wee. Okay, so toilet duties done. Where were we? I think if you follow a decent program, it encourages you to work a lot more on mobility, stretching, all that stuff that most people need and most people don't prioritize enough. Whereas in order to get better at a lot of the CrossFit stuff, you need good mobility, you need good range of motion, so you have to focus on that stuff and improving it to get better at CrossFit. So I think that's one of the major benefits, that most people that practice your typical bodybuilding splits probably don't focus on that stuff a lot, and actually for long-term health could do with focusing on that stuff, because most of them have probably got bad posture, they probably do a lot of sitting down from day to day, they've probably got very tight hips, very tight shoulders. A lot of them probably end up injuring their shoulders, particularly if they favour a lot of pressing movements. So I think from that point of view it's also a little bit better because it gets you to focus on those things. I also think one of the other benefits of it is because bodybuilding is so hyper focused on how you look that sometimes I don't think that's a good thing in the long run. Whereas with the CrossFit stuff, it's more focused on how you perform, how you're doing with your numbers in the workouts, how you're doing pushing yourself during that workout, how you're doing in terms of, are you getting stronger? Are you managing to run further? Are you managing to do more rounds in a particular workout? all of these things I think are in a way more beneficial, because I don't think focusing purely on how you look all the time isn't necessarily a healthy way to move forward with exercise continuously. And a lot of people maybe get too obsessed with it and it creates some other sort of problems. Whereas CrossFit is very based around performance, getting fitter, getting stronger, and as a result of that, your physique and everything ends up changing, and you start to lose weight and you start to look better, you start to look in the mirror and feel better about how you look, but you're not hyper focused on that thing in particular. I also think that the problem with bodybuilding is there's maybe it's not as well rounded, so it's just you could look very good but actually not be very fit and healthy. Whereas CrossFit, because of the focus on so many different areas, you're going to have a decent lung capacity, a healthy heart, you're going to be fit, strong, and not just look good. Your body's going to be able to actually perform at a particular level as well. So I think, as well as for long-term health, it is also possibly more beneficial in the long run than your typical bodybuilding splits. Like I said, this is just my personal point of view from now doing both, and what I see is more beneficial from CrossFit compared to bodybuilding. And definitely, it's still early days with the CrossFit thing, but I also think that because CrossFit is very encouraging about, it's not so much on isolation, you're kind of, a lot of the movements, Olympic lifting and stuff like that, you're training the whole of the body to kind of move as one, so there's multiple muscles and joints working at one time, which yes, is a harder skill to work on, but actually I think in some ways it's better for the body in the long run, because the amount of people I know that particularly just follow bodybuilding splits but have constant injuries with like their shoulders, their knees, their like all these different things, and I think it's because working your body so much in isolation all the time, which you need to do in bodybuilding to kind of grow muscle and stuff, when it comes to translating that to real world stuff, I think that's how a lot of the time people end up getting hurt, because it's too focused on isolation and not so much focused on the whole of the body working together. But that's just, you know, my theory on that. Anyway, guys, it's getting very hot in this kitchen. I'm sweating just cooking. So we're going to call it a day on today's video. If you haven't already, give the video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll be massively appreciative. Add your comments below if you have any thoughts about the CrossFit and bodybuilding thing. Maybe you've done both in the past, maybe you only do one. Let me know what you think. Otherwise, don't forget guys, no matter what you have been through in life, you are still strong, and I will see you in the next one.